All through history, there have been fascinating people whose height puts them in the company of human giants. These individuals push the boundaries of human growth, which fascinates people all over the world. The lives of 10 real-life human giants will be looked at in this movie. Their stories and the effects they had on society will be explored. Number 1. Robert Walow, the biggest man ever seen on record. He was born in Alton, Illinois in 1918. Robert Pershing Walow, also known as the Alton Giant or the Gentle Giant, is still the tallest person ever recorded. Around 8 feet 11 inches tall, Walow was a huge man when he died in 1940. His amazing height was caused by a problem with his pituitary gland, which made it make too much growth hormone at a young age. There was no doubt that Walow was growing very quickly. He was already bigger than his father, who was 5 feet 11 inches tall when he was 8 years old. Even though he was big, Walow was known for being kind, and his friends liked him. He was a member of his neighborhood Methodist church and did a lot of different things, like Boy Scouts and school clubs. As Walow grew, he became famous across the country in 1936. He joined the Ringling Brothers Circus when he was 18 years old and was a main draw on tours of the US and Canada. It was because Wad was famous that a foreign shoe company agreed to sponsor him and make shoes for his size 37 feet. Wad was very tall, which unfortunately caused him a lot of health problems. For walking, he had to wear leg braces and use a cane because his knees were weak. His huge size also put a lot of stress on his heart, which had a hard time pumping blood to all parts of his huge body. He died on July 4th, 1940, when he was 22 years old. An infection from a blister on his ankle killed him. His short life left a long mark, and to this day, no one has matched his incredible height. Number 2. Sultan Kosen. Sultan Kosen, the living giant Koen, is the tallest living man. He was born in 1982 in Marin, Turkey, and stands an amazing 8 feet, 2.8 inches tall. Like Robert Walow, Koen is very tall because of a tumor in his pituitary gland that made him release too much growth hormone. Kosen's growth finally stopped in 2010 when the tumor was successfully removed through surgery. Koen's height has given him a lot of trouble over the course of his life. Because he was so tall, it was hard for him to find clothes and shoes that fit, and it was hard for him to find a job that suited him. Even with all of these problems, Kosen has stayed positive and accepted his unique size. In 2009, Guinness World Records said that Kosen was the tallest man still alive. Because of his newfound fame, he has been able to travel the world, appear on TV shows, and go to many different events. He got married to Merv Debo, who is 5 feet 8 inches tall, in 2013. Sultan Koen's moving story and kind personality have made him a well-known and loved figure around the world. Number 3. Yao Ming. Basketball superstar Yao Ming, Shanghai, China in 1980. China is a retired professional basketball player who is an impressive 7 feet 6 inches tall. Most of Ming's height comes from his genes, since both of his parents were also very tall. His father is 6 feet 7 inches tall, and his mother is 6 feet 3 inches. Yao Ming started playing basketball in China for the Shanghai Sharks and the Chinese Basketball Association, CBA. The NBA took notice of his great skills and height, and the Houston Rockets picked him as the first overall pick in 2002. He played 9 years in the NBA. Ming became famous all over the world and was the best player in the league. He was an NBA All-Star 8 times. Twice, he was named to the All-NBA second team, and 3 times, he was named to the All-NBA third team. Ming's time in the NBA made basketball more popular in China and helped spread the sport around the world. Yao Ming had an effect on more than just the basketball court. He has given a lot of time and money to good causes, such as saving animals and helping people after disasters. In 2016, he was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. This cemented his legacy as one of the most important basketball players in history. Number 4. André, the giant wrestling legend. René Russo, nicknamed André the Giant, was a French professional wrestler and actor who was born in 1946 in Grenoble. He stood at a height of 7 feet 4 inches and weighed over 520,235 kilograms. André, the giant's enormous size was the consequence of acromegaly, and huge conditions brought on by an overabundance of growth hormone. When Andre started wrestling in the early 1970s, his stature, strength, and agility helped him become well known. He had a formidable presence in the ring thanks to his distinctive physical characteristics, and throughout the course of his career, he rose to become one of the most well-known and adored wrestlers in history. Notable bouts and feuds involving Andre the Giant include his enduring battle with Hulk Hogan. Andre's acting career was a huge success, therefore, his reputation went outside the world of professional wrestling. He is well known for his role as the endearing Fessy in the 1987 movie The Princess Bride. Despite his intimidating appearance, Andre won the admiration of both spectators and rival wrestlers for his compassionate and kind nature. Unfortunately, because of his massive size and the pressure it imposed on his body, Andre's health started to deteriorate. At the age of 46, he succumbed to congestive heart failure in 1993. Andre, the Behemoth, was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 1993, and his impact in the wrestling world is still unrivaled. Number 5. Vikas Opel, India's tallest man. Vile, who was thought to be the tallest man in India at an estimated 8 feet 3 inches tall, was born in Haryana, India in 1986. L was never professionally measured by the Guinness World Records, hence his actual height was never recorded. It is hypothesized that Up, like other people of remarkable stature, suffered from a pituitary gland issue that contributed to his height. Opel lived a fairly typical life in his birthplace, first as a farm laborer and subsequently as a textile dealer, despite his unusually tall stature. Indian media and the general public were interested in Opel's height, which created some employment opportunities in the country's film industry. Opel tragically lost his life in 2007 at the age of 21 after an unsuccessful tumor removal procedure. Despite Vika Up's brief life, everyone who knew him will always remember his enormous height and sweet disposition. Number 6. Edward Bohr, the Willow Bunch Giant. Edward Bohr, who was known as the Willow Bunch Giant and stood an amazing 8 feet 3 inches meters tall, was born in Willow Bunch, Saskatchewan, Canada in 1881. One of the tallest men of his era was Bohri. His extraordinary height was the result of a pituitary gland disease that from an early age led to an overproduction of growth hormone. When Beaupre grew older, traveling circuses and carnivals became interested in him because of his size and amazing power. He started his career as a wrestler and strongman at the age of 17, exhibiting his remarkable height and executing strength feats. Beaupre pursued a career in professional wrestling in addition to his work as a strongman and developed a reputation for his intimidating size and prowess in the ring. As a result of his reputation, he was able to perform for crowds all over North America and amuse them with his special talents. However, due to his enormous girth and multiple illnesses, Bohri's health started to deteriorate. He was 23 years old when he died in 1904 from a lung hemorrhage. Despite the shortness of his life, Edward Bohri's fame as the Willow Bunch Giant endures, and a statue stands in his honor in his birthplace. Number 7. Trinia Cornellis, Dr. Kver, the tallest woman in history. The Gianti of Edam, often referred to as Trinia Cornellis Dr. Kver, was born in Edam, Netherlands, in 1616. She is regarded as the tallest woman in history, measuring an incredible 8 feet, 4 inches. Kr's great size was probably the result of a hormone imbalance similar to that of other people of extraordinary stature. She was a local celebrity during her lifetime due to the attention her height garnered. The Giant of Edam was so well known that people traveled great distances to see her, and royalty and nobles frequently paid her a visit, including Prince Maurice of Nassau. Although well known, Trinia Cornellis is not well known. The personal life of Dr. Kver: she died in 1633 at the young age of 17, and the reason for her passing is still a mystery. Her name is etched in history as the tallest woman, and her story endures as an astonishing illustration of human height. Number 8. Zen Jinlian, the tallest woman in modern times. The tallest woman in contemporary times is Zen Jinlian, who was born in Hunan Province, China, in 1964. She was incredibly tall, rising to a height of 8 feet, 1.75 inches, before she tragically passed away at the age of 17. Zheng's growth was caused by a pituitary gland problem that, from a young age, generated an overproduction of growth hormone, like many other people with unusual height. It was clear that Zheng was growing quickly, and by the time she was 4 years old, she was already taller than most people. Zheng's enormous size presented her with a number of difficulties. Her family struggled to meet her special requirements, such as buying her shoes and clothing that fit her size. Zheng also experienced mobility problems and scoliosis as a result of her height. Notwithstanding the challenges she encountered, Zheng was respected for her generosity and fortitude. Even as her height grew during her youth, she was frequently observed assisting her family with farming and housework. Everyone in Zheng's village and beyond was interested in her. Medical experts were interested in her since she attracted attention as the tallest lady in contemporary times and wanted to know what caused her unusual development. Sadly, her family was unable to pay for the essential medical care that could have been able to slow down her growth and help with some of her health problems. Zen Jinlian tragically died in 1982 at the age of 17 from difficulties brought on by her enormous height. She overcame the difficulties of her remarkable stature with grace and tenacity, and her life is a monument to the resiliency and power of the human spirit. Zen Jinlian's reputation as the tallest woman in contemporary history continues to enthrall and inspire people all over the world, despite the shortness of her life. Number 9. Sandy Allen, the friendly giantess. At an astounding 7 feet, 7.25 inches, Sandra Elaine Allen, also known as Sandy, was born in 1955 in Chicago, Illinois, United States. Guinness World Records recognized Sandy Allen as the tallest woman alive from 1976 until her death in 2008. Her pituitary tumor, which led to an excessive production of growth hormone throughout her youth and adolescence, is a common cause of unusually tall people. Due to her height, Sandy found it difficult to obtain clothing and shoes that fit, and she also had to put up with bullying and mocking from her peers. As she grew older, she accepted her distinctive stature and started to see it as an advantage rather than a barrier. Sandy contacted Guinness World Records in the middle of the 1970s to find out who was the tallest lady in the world. She was confirmed to be the tallest woman alive after having her height verified, and her life immediately transformed. Sandy's newfound prominence opened him to a wide range of possibilities, including speaking engagements, television appearances, and a part in the 1981 movie. Sandy used her position to promote acceptance of all bodies, speak out against bullying, and encourage others to celebrate their individuality. She was referred to as a friendly giante because of her reputation for being warm and welcoming. Sandy frequently went to schools to share her story and encourage kids to be nice to one another. Sandy had a number of health problems due to her height, including diabetes, arthritis, and trouble walking, despite her many accomplishments. She finally relocated to a nursing home, where she remained until her demise in 2008, sharing her tale and motivating others. At the age of 53, Sandy Allen's reputation as the friendly giant continues to touch the lives of countless people via her message of acceptance. She inspired me with her warmth, generosity, and bravery. Number 10. Maria Feliciana dos Santos, Brazil's tallest woman. In Pernambuco, Maria Feliciana dos Santos was born in 1969. Brazil, who measured an amazing 7 feet, 4.25 inches tall, was regarded as the tallest lady in Brazil. She was unusually tall due to gigantism, which was the result of a pituitary gland anomaly and an excess of growth hormone. Due to her exceptional height, Maria Feliciana encountered many difficulties when she was growing up in a small Brazilian community. Her height made it challenging for her to get employment, and she had trouble finding clothes and shoes that fit her size. Maria Feliciana was renowned for her generosity, tenacity, and upbeat view on life despite these setbacks. Maria Feliciana's tale gained traction across Brazil as a result. She finally received recognition as the tallest woman in the nation from Guinness World Records. She appeared in numerous periodicals and television shows as a result of the media's interest in her height. Maria Feliciana made use of her newfound celebrity to spread the word about body positivity and the difficulties experienced by those who are exceptionally tall. The existence of Maria Feliciana wasn't without its challenges, but because of her enormous girth, she had a number of health difficulties, including chronic discomfort and mobility issues. She persevered and kept telling her tale around the globe despite these obstacles. Maria Feliciana dos Santos tragically died in 2010 at the age of 40 as a result of difficulties brought on by her height. Her life serves as an example for others on how to embrace their individuality and overcome challenges with courage and tenacity. The legacy Maria Feliciano left behind as the tallest woman in Brazil serves as a constant reminder of the astounding diversity and resiliency of the human spirit.